Hey, on the channel, we're back at it with another Marvel Legends unboxing. This time, celebrating X-Men97 again with Sunspot, Morph, and Jubilee.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another X-Men97 Hasbro Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got Jubilee, we got Morph, and we got Sunspot. But for all your X-Men97 needs and everything else under the sun, hit up DJC Collectibles. Use discount code 8OFFDJC to save 8% off your entire order. Gotta get a deal out there. And of course, going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And it's a ladies' first channel. Shout out to the ladies. And we're going to young Jubilation Lee. Jubilee back in the saddle again, like a young Aerosmith is what she is. And she's looking good in her trench coat here, of course, looking like, was it Madeline or something? Or what's that girl? Todd, what's that girl in that cartoon that wears that trench coat? No, it's not It. That's not a cartoon. I don't think it's a cartoon. That's Stephen King's It. That's Georgie. Yes, Georgie. He loves that yellow trench coat, and so does Jubilee as well. But another Jubilee figure here, part of X-Men97. Makes sense. She's in the storyline, of course. Her buddy Sunspot here as well. But looking good in the packaging, uniform packaging with this line, and a very successful line as we've seen so far on the store pegs. Jubilee on the back of the package. You got a little glamour shot. Got a cross sell. We're unboxing all these on the channel, so make sure you do subscribe. UPC jibber jabber down low. Doesn't say anything about Jubilee on the back. Nothing going on, so we're just going to dive in. We're going to dive into that Jubilee. We're going to see what's going on with her. See you later. Goodbye. Plastic prison. She's got extra hands. She's got all kinds of stuff. And oh my gosh, we got tape. Could be Cambodian tape. It smells that way at least. Who knows? That Cambodian tape's a hallmark of the McFarlane toys, as we do know as well. But we're going to get Jubilation out of the package here. And I don't know about you guys and you gals out there. When I think of Jubilee, I usually think of Wolverine. I think her palling around with Wolverine over the years in the comics and even the cartoon as well. There it goes. See you later. Goodbye. That's what I think of first. Maybe you're different, though, as I said earlier. So now we're going to dive into Jubilee. We're going to start off with her accessories. And there's a lot going on here. We're going to start with that drink. Did we see this with the animated series Jubilee? We've seen this drink before. She's ready to go. She went to the local gas station, got herself a drink. Looking pretty good. One of those great accessories you can use with other toy lines if you want to. We do got the drink holding hand. You got the deep sea grip right there. And then you got a little bit of a splayed out hand. You got the black gloves going on the hands as well right there. And then we keep on continuing on with the effect piece hands. And I'm probably going to put these on her here. You got all those fireworks coming out of her hands. More of an annoying mutant power, if you ask me. Oh, I'm going to make Roman candles come out of my hands. Doesn't feel like you're going to like defeat Magneto with that. I don't think Jubilee is going to be beating the Juggernaut. She might shoot him in his eyes and he'll get all mad and just make him angry. That's all she's going to do. But that's why she's got the Wolverines of the world helping her out, I guess. But very cool effect piece hands. I'm here for this. Looks nice. Almost looks like throwing stars out of here. But looks good with the color. The purple really does pop on there. But now we're diving into Jubilee herself here. And you got a typical Jubilee head sculpt going on. Got those big old earrings there. Of course, looking like discs there. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. A sly, smiling head on Jubilee here. Got a little shorter hair going up on top. A little poof there. And then she does got her goggles. Now, the goggles are not removable. The goggles do not come down. They're just kind of up there in her hair. She's using it as a headband, which I do a lot of times myself. So, looking nice as far as the head sculpt go, though. It does look like Jubilee. I know who this is. Somebody handed me this head, so kudos to that. She's got her yellow trench coat going on here as well. High collar. The higher the collar, the bigger the power moves. We do know that as well. Looking good for all intents and purposes there. Yellow all the way over the body, of course, all over covering. A nice coat there, especially on a rainy day. Got a Fist of Fury, and I got another splayed out hand over here. Choose your own hand adventure. And then I got a bodysuit underneath here. A black bodysuit with a purple color and a nice zipper right there. So the collar being purple does add a little extra color to her wardrobe here. all the way in black, all the way down to the feet on Jubilation Lee. Arms all the way around, bicep cut, double jointed, pinless elbows. I'm here for that. Hands back and forth, side to side, removable. Head removable, back and forth, side to side. A little bit of a giraffe neck on her. Not terrible, though. You do got the hula hoop up top. No low articulation, but you got legs that go up. Thigh cut. Double jointed, pinless knees. Boot cut. Ankles back, forth, side to side. Usual articulation here, but looking good. And Jubilee, not my favorite X-Men student, X-Men member, but one that's a big part of the X-Men animated series. We never forget that first episode of the animated series way back when, where they introduced us to Jubilee. So she's had quite a few story arcs over the years, as we know. And she also fits on a ringside collectible stand using discount code Kyle to save 10%. And I believe the last Jubilee figure we received was part of the animated series line. I think it was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. And that's what we got right here with the shading and stuff. This is more what my mind's eye thinks of with Jubilee, but she has had this, and she's had a figure like this back in the day for Marvel Legends as well. But not a bad piece of business. Two different versions of Jubilee ready to party here today. But we're not done. We're not done. Should we go Sunspot or should we go to Morph? Let's go to Morph. Let's do that. We got Morph right here. And Morph, an all-timer if there ever was one, a character created for the animated series, which morphed into him, no pun intended, into quite the successful career in the animated series, in the old Toy Biz figure, and then, of course, into the X-Men comics, the Age of Apocalypse. We won't forget that either. And we'll do some Morph comparisons here in a second. But Morph, a favorite one, a lot of people looking for, and we did get him part of the cartoon collection not long ago either. But Morph looking good here. You get extra heads. That's awesome because, of course, he does morph, as we know. And then on the back, got the cross-cell, jibber-jabber, nothing else going on here. But we get extra heads here, and I guess the head that he's wearing is Morph's normal phase. That's not what I think of with Morph, but that's how the Age of Apocalypse figure came. We'll talk about that in a little bit. A little bit creepy, that head there. Now, we do get Henry Gyrick head here. That is a cool idea. I like that we got this. Not sure that's a character that could sell on his own, but us customizers, yes, me, customizer, we can make our own Gyrick figure there, and I'm going to do that here in a second. And then I guess this third head, is this the Morph head we know, right? This is their rendition of X-Men97. I don't know who else that would be, but I believe that is what that should be there. And of course, we'll never forget Morph. It was one of the saddest days. It was like when Optimus Prime died back in the day. It was very similar when Morph died. That was kind of the 90s version of Optimus Prime. Totally different, see you later, goodbye, than when Duke was killed back in the G.I. Joe movie and then brought back to life. Man, everybody celebrated that one, so I don't know. But Morph dying was a traumatic moment for a lot of us back in the day as well. But let's get this Gyrick head out here. Man, very hard to get out, but I do have an extra Matt Murdock body. I picked this up at Ollie's in my travels for like $6.99, $7.99. What is time? What is money? I picked that up along the way, and I got that just because I knew this figure would eventually come with the extra head, and I wanted to make a Henry Gyrick figure in my collection. And look at that. That works pretty darn good, if you ask me. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with this head. I'm going to create this character, have him on my X-Men97 shelf. Looking pretty darn cool there. Pretty darn cool there. So that is an option if that is your thing. A good Gyrick head here. You got the glasses, everything else. But a nice, easy custom. That's my kind of custom right there if that is your thing. But we continue on with Morph there as we got that one out of the way. I'm a little torn which way to display my Morph now. And Morph, just a skinny guy. Of course, more of a spy than somebody that's going to help you in battle. See you later. He's probably just going to get captured and killed by some Sentinels is probably what's going to happen. But we do get an interesting looking Morph here. He's got two Fists of Fury that he'll never use going on. Of course, yellow gloves on him there. And then we're going to dive into the figure itself. So very creepy, very alien, very like, was that Voldemort? Is that what the name of the character is from Harry Potter? He's got that look to him there. I've never seen a Harry Potter movie. It could be time. Could it be time, Todd? You and me, movie night? I don't know. Maybe we check out a Harry Potter movie one of these days. Who knows? But a very creepy face there with the bald head. I mean, looking like a young Powder is what he looks like to me. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth, and a sly smile. Now, the second head here, I guess, is supposed to be just a regular Morph. Not quite at what I think of with Morph. We'll do some talking about that here in a little bit as well. Very plain Jane head there. Now, diving into this one, very iconic look for Morph, though, with that X-Men bomber jacket over the top, looking very good. Looks like he stepped out of an episode of Wings with that one. He's going to be with the Hackett brothers, I think is what he's going to do. Got the X logo right there, so you know his brand affiliation. And if you didn't know by that, you know by his belt. He's Heard it on the X like a young ZZ Top one time or two, maybe. Got a splayed out hand, 2 splayed out hands actually here. Got the blue tights going on. Very Cyclops-like in the bottom half here with the blue and yellow attack. Not quite Striper, of course. Yellow boots, yellow legs down there. Yellow underneath. Looking interesting. Arms all the way around here. You do get a bicep cut. Double jointed, pinless elbows playing all the hits. Hands back and forth side to side. Head back and forth side to side. Hula hoop up top. Nope, it's traditional ab crunch on this one. Plus waist articulation. Morph splits if you need them. Leg goes up for the big boot. Thigh cut nicely hidden there. Double jointed pinless knees. Boot cut. Ankles up, down, back, forth, side to side. Pretty much our usual articulation at this point in time here with our X-Men97 friends. And you should fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand. Use the discount code Kyle. Save 10%. There it is. Morph looking pretty darn good. But I did say Morph earlier. We do get the Age of Apocalypse version here where you went full cape. You went full Lando once upon a time. This head more reminiscent of that, of course. When I close my eyes and I think of Morph, not necessarily what I think of in the head sculpt department. However, this is what I think of with Morph. And this is the best Morph yet, if you ask me. Going back, maybe not as good as the original Toy Biz one way back in the day, but this one is very, very good. This is what I think of in the head sculpt department there. And we'll be able to move those things around if you really want to. Or you can use this new version, updated version, whatever you want to call it, of this one. But this is what I think of with Morph. A little bit bulkier, not as skinny, not as court jester-like. Is that fair assessment? That's what I think of with Morph, at least. But I do prefer that last one. But this one is nice for those that don't have it, those that want another Morph in their collection. Not a bad piece of business. But now we're going to finish it off with Sunspot here. The Jubilee role in a lot of ways in the new X-Men 97. Jubilee's no longer the young whippersnapper. It's moved on to Sunspot. And of course, Sunspot making his way to X-Force once upon a time as well. Be interested to see what happens to him. X-Men 97, Sunspot. Pretty plain Jane, and one of those figures that maybe you could customize, put a different head on there. Could make different characters in the X-Men outfit if you really wanted to. On the back, same kind of backing going on. No blurb, nothing going on back there. Jibber jabber, UPC. Usual suspects here, but we got Sunspot. Not our first Sunspot figure. We'll do some comparisons later in this video as we always do. Come on, Sunspot. Let's get out of there. There we go. See you later. Goodbye. Bam! Spider-Man style. See you later. Sunspot doing Sunspot things. Pop that effect piece out. Pop that one out. Pop that hand out. Pop that hand out. And pop this body out, and we're off to the Sunspot races. See you later. Goodbye. Now, when you get 2 splayed out hands and 2 fisted hands, choose your Sunspot adventure hands right there. Gloved hands on both of them. Looking pretty good. Some translucent effect pieces right here, and it looks like you can slip these over the fists if you want to. Sunspot effects there. Got the yellow tail on the end. You got the nice translucent plastic. I'm here for stuff like this. I like a good effect piece a time or two. So we get 2 of those for Sunspot. And now we're diving into the figure itself. Wow, in hand, this looks a lot different. It's not that kind of mustardy, brighter yellow. It's a very muted yellow and blue, and a muted yellow and a darker blue. It's almost like this kind of style, but different. So I don't know, if you're going to use this as a base body, it might not be the color combination you're quite looking for here, but it is striking. That yellow color looks really, really good. And normally I'd say yellow and black attack, that could mean only one thing, usually Todd McFarlane, but not quite with this color combination. It's like a dark midnight blue and a very white yellowish color here. So not quite Striper, unfortunately there. Send my regards to Oz Fox and the boys either way, though. Sunspot looking good, kind of whimsical hair if there ever was one. Some wild hair going on there. Very stoic looking face, 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, a mouth. Looks just like a teenage kid is what it looks like to me. Very interesting body here, very slim, very skinny. You got the X belt going on. You got those 3 Musketeer style boots down there in that pale yellow as well. Arm's going to go all the way around for us. Bicep cut and butterfly shoulder on this one. Double jointed pinless elbows, very tight there. Hands back and forth, side to side, removable. Plenty of movement on that head, so you can have him flying through the air with his head totally up or totally down if you want to. He does got the dumbbell joint here, a lot of movement there. Very Spider-Man body style on this one here with the low ab crunch as well. So we're getting the most out of our molds a little bit is what it feels like here. Big old Sunspot splits if you need it. Legs go up, thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees, boot cut, ankles, back forth, side to side, up and down. our usual legend articulation here, especially if it's a Spider-Man body, as we know, but not a bad piece of business for this Sunspot here. Actually, better than expected on this one. Still very plain Jane. I don't think it'll be the best seller of the bunch, but not a bad looking figure as a whole here. And he does fit on a ringside stand as well. Now, Sunspot, when I think of Sunspot and I close my eyes and I stare at the sun, usually I open my eyes and I stare straight at the sun. That's what I usually do. But I usually think of this version of Sunspot from X-Force. A little bit more menacing, maybe. A little bit more pizzazz. I don't know, but this is what I think of with Sunspot usually. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it either way. It's good to get different variations on characters, especially from the latest cartoon X-Men97 series. Not a bad wave here. Now, Wolverine and Cable I did in a separate unboxing. Those two are the star of the show for me personally. Not a bad group right here, these three. Now, Emma Frost still to come in the future. When I do get that, I will do an unboxing of that, so stay tuned there. But the latest and greatest from X-Men97 is right here. What's your thoughts on this set? You here for it? You picking it up? You need it? Hard pass? Long game? No game? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content for you. Yes, we got more available on YouTube memberships and Patreon if that is your thing. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. That is also the name of my podcast each and every Tuesday. It is The Kyle Peterson Show, available wherever podcasts are found. So for another X-Men97 unboxing, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we going to dance or are we going to play?